This is Jay on LA. Today I want to discuss the removal of our First Amendment rights as budget advocates, a group of people who are elected by neighborhood council people in the city of Los Angeles who represent neighborhood councils on budget and finance issues, including services rendered and not. For years, and I mean a decade, the neighborhood budget advocates have worked with an online newspaper that you are watching right now called CityWatchLA.com. We've had a great relationship with them. We have advertised with them. They have even given us a page in their online paper to help us do advocacy throughout the city of Los Angeles, letting people know the good and bad behaviors of our elected officials, why we are or are not getting the services we pay for. Who is getting the money? That's who we expose, where the money goes, and then, of course, when the city is in a bankrupt type situation like 2008, and now we have a city that comes back and takes money back from the people that they buy their votes from, which is the union people and the people who they continually donate money to through their discretionary funds. So today I want to talk about Raquel Beltran, who is the general manager of Dunn. She has taken it upon herself to determine that because somebody like the co-chair of the budget advocates may endorse somebody through an article he writes privately in City Watch, that City Watch is now a newspaper that endorses, and we cannot spend our city money to advertise or market or brand or just do advocacy for the people of the city of LA on budget issues. She has unilaterally, as I believe, and if not, with the consent of some ACA in the city attorney's office, determined that this paper is a paper that endorses. In fact, it does not. Individuals endorse. And just like elected officials who write op-ed pieces in the LA Times, in the Daily News, and many other papers, the local newspapers, we tend to write articles as individuals, and we may put our titles down, and of course that's for identification purposes, to let people know that they're getting information from someone that might actually be credible with the information that we're giving. So now we're stuck with a general manager who refuses to pay bills to the online newspaper because they are a paper that endorses. Now let me get this straight. The city advertises with the LA Times, the city advertises with the Daily News, all of whom directly endorse candidates. They tell you before an election, here is our list of endorsements. In fact, they have an editorial staff that meets with every candidate so they can determine who the paper will endorse. But it's perfectly okay for the city to advertise with them, but it's not okay for budget advocates. So I firmly believe that this general manager is doing everything she can do to dismantle the budget advocates and to keep them from doing the job they do. Now, that's an issue between the budget advocates and the general manager. Unfortunately, the city attorney refuses to answer phone calls. The ACA says talk to the department manager. The department manager says, this is what I've determined. So this new general manager is taking 10 years of history, turning it upside down, unilaterally blocking First Amendment rights of the budget advocates, who she says is not an official organization of the city, yet it's listed on her own website as an official alliance of the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. And in fact, we have a checking account to get donations to that she has now blocked, and in fact, in this last fiscal year's damages, attempted to steal all of that money to help pay payroll and balance her budget. So if you think we have only the corruption, or shall I say, the alleged corruption of a city councilman, and another one who's going to jail for absolute corruption. This is a different type of corruption. This is a corruption that steals the First Amendment rights and takes away the ability to inform the general public and the neighborhood council system of what's going on in the city from a financial point of view. So if you're not mad, you should be. And if you want more information, you should contact me. My contact email is sgrest@aol.com. Thank you.